lazy feet have got no rhythm, though it's easy to pretend. No, you're not a fool. Should've known better than to cheat a friend. Wasted chance that I've been given, so I'm never gonna dance again the way I dance with you. I don't think this song needs an introduction. This is of course Careless Whisper, which I have listed the lesson under George Michael's name, but it is of course a Wham track. Written by both of them, appears on their Wham's debut album back in 1984, Make It Big. One of the very first albums that I bought myself. I was 12, along with Born in the USA and All Night Long, so good memories there. The good news about this song, the progression, and well, yeah, it has only like 4 chords and only 4 measures, which you just repeat and repeat in a loop throughout the whole song. The magic is really in George's gorgeous vocals and the saxophone solo, of course, and the rhythm and the story and all that. Anyway, in this lesson I teach you how to play the song, if you would want to, of course, in 3 different keys, and each has like pros and cons, or well, whatever, as in difficulty or what you can do with those. Because of course, if everything is like the same all the way through, you don't want to make it sound the same all the way through. So there are a couple of things you can do there, of course. For one, the key of D minor, that's the absolute key of the song. You can also play it with those shapes, actually a D minor 7. So there are 3 minor chords in there, with included a dominant 7 and 1 major 7 chord. So in D minor, which is the relative of F major, you have a D minor 7, you have a G minor 7, an A minor 7, and a B flat major 7. So 1, 4, 5, 6, back to 5, and then you repeat the whole thing starting with 1, of course. What I like about playing through a song which has, like, you know, the same way all the way through, is to kind of have options as in how you want to play those chords. This is a D minor, but this is also a D minor or a barre D minor. The pro of a barre chord is, of course, you can squeeze and release the string, so you get this percussive effect there, which is really happening throughout the song. So this is definitely what you can do with the key of D minor, with those shapes I mean. However, or for G minor 7, you can play this one, you can play this one. If it's really too hard, you can maybe get away with a little G minor there or something. A minor 7 here, or an A minor 7 there. Those are at least the ones that I like to use. Then the B flat major 7, I probably would stay here, even though you could, you know, but oh well. So there are options, and I show you those in the lesson. As for playing it in the key of A minor, what I very much like about that one, let me change guitars here. And this is what I like in general, is with those chords that you can use then. You have lots of open strings. I love the sound of open strings. And maybe for some it is way easier to play, because there are, well, no bar chords. So you have A minor. Now that one is of course chord 1, even though it's relative to the capo, keep that in mind, which is on the 5th fret, which places me in the absolute key of D minor. So A minor 7, D minor 7, an E minor 7, an F major 7, preferably with a low F in the bass, otherwise you get really high sounding chord shapes there. For D minor it kind of still works in my opinion. However, lots of open strings, which gives you this beautiful ringing sound and so on. So the squeezing, releasing and the percussive stuff is maybe a bit less, so you gotta choose what you want to. You can still do a little of it, don't get me wrong there. But from here things should be relatively easy for most of you. Well, you've already seen it earlier, of course. Then, yes, the key of E minor, that one I show you indeed in this lesson, which is just a whole step up from D minor if you think about it. A very important element is, of course, squeezing, releasing, if you would want to have this rhythmic feel in there. But also for the right hand, it really means as in how are you hitting the strings, how are you strumming it. I teach you a way of strumming it, like a pattern. I'm not a fan of patterns, as if there's only one way to play through it, but at least it'll get you started. Something like this. Down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down. See, I'm even doing a little more than I'm actually counting out. I break it down in this lesson, like I said, to get you started there indeed. But I also like to do stuff like that. Make those chords count. So I give you a close-up look for that as well. Anyway, what else? Probably this and a little more. Now, Careless Whisper by Wham, George Michael. You can find this lesson if you want more details, all the ones that I talked about more elaborately, of course, at totallyguitars.com.